Hey everyone! In today's video, I want to go over a few things that I haven't talked about in a while. This space, for as long as I have been here, it has been cyclical, meaning Bitcoin goes up, Bitcoin goes down, new hypes come into this space, hypes leave this space, Telegram bots flood the market, then these bots all scam out on us. It's all cyclical. I like to think of it that sometimes we're riding the crest of a wave and surfing the biggest wave we have ever seen. We're so in the zone that life goes by almost like we don't notice anything else except our platforms and the amount of Bitcoin that's pouring out. Then that wave ends and we say, wow, what an amazing ride. Then we're hooked. We paddle out again, get ourselves all set up and ready to catch the next wave. We're patiently waiting there, and sometimes not so patiently. This moment of waiting and watching and hoping and wondering, in my opinion, is always the perfect time to reflect on the last ride that we just had. It's also a perfect time for us to use visioning techniques to improve our next ride. That's what Olympians do. And also determine what worked and what didn't, and learn from that. Right now I feel like I've paddled out and I'm waiting for the next big wave. So I thought I would go over a few rules of engagement once again to remind everyone how to stay safe and how to improve the chances of our game, and how maybe the next ride will be the best ride we've ever had. Yes, it's important to make money, but it's also important to revisit these rules of engagement, which have proven to improve our chances of earning crypto in this space. So if you're interested in learning some of the tips and tricks I use to safely get my crypto to these platforms and how to increase my chances of getting my return on investment out of these platforms, then stay tuned. I like to call these tips and tricks my rules of engagement. And for those of you who have followed me since the beginning, will be familiar with these. I believe they're important to revisit in times when things seem to be slowing down while I'm setting up for the next big surf. These are the rules that I follow, or at least have tried my best to follow. And of course, again, I'm not telling you what to do. The first rule of engagement is don't deposit directly from an exchange. If you check out the terms and conditions of, say, Coinbase, they clearly state that they have the right to actually lock down your account if you send any crypto to an ICO or anything similar. So it's so important not to send your Bitcoin or your Ethereum or any crypto from Coinbase to any of these platforms. You're risking a lot. You could be risking losing it all. Instead, do what most of us do and send your crypto first to an Exodus wallet, and then from Exodus to the platform or the hype or even the bot. My second rule of engagement is research. I will only jump into something when I have decided it's what I want to jump in. I don't jump in out of fear of missing out, and I do my own research, and most importantly, listen to my gut. That way, I only have me to answer to. I'm taking responsibility for my investments. My third rule of engagement, I only throw in the dollar amount I'm comfortable in losing. Of course, my intention is always to win, but these platforms, hypes, bots, they're all risky. So I can't assume that they're all going to win. I only invest what I can afford to lose. The fourth rule of engagement is if I reinvest, I know I'm taking even a larger risk. And that leads me to the next rule of engagement, number 5. I will always strive to take out my initial investment or deposit, let's call it, because I use the term investment very loosely. Investments are normally long-term. These deposits are like I'm throwing money into a slot machine, let's say, at the local casino, and hoping to hear that bell goes off. The thing that keeps me going is that I have won a lot at slot machines, but in reality, I have lost more times than I've won. But that one win can usually outweigh all the losses that I've ever had. So once I'm in the green with any of these platforms or bots or even hypes and have some profit from it as well, then I might decide to reinvest. But of course, that comes back to what my gut is telling me. The sixth rule of engagement is one of the most important ones in my view, because energy is everything. From this day forward, I have decided to look at these investments as fun, and that one of these deposits might hit it big and give me a large return on investment. Just like that slot machine. Maybe we even have to look at it this way. If you buy a lottery ticket each week, do you hope that it's going to be a winner? Of course you do. I do. Now, if it's a dud and none of our numbers were drawn, do we feel like it's the end of the world? Well, I hope not, because then again, you have invested way too much. Now, I know this message isn't for everyone. Most people gamble responsibly, but it can be a real problem for some. And in that case, I would suggest you not deposit or invest, whatever you call it, into any of these platforms. We need to play smart. Now again, I know this message isn't for everyone, but we have to play smart with our money. So my promise to myself is that from this day forward, my deposits are like buying lottery tickets. I have invested what I know I can afford to lose, and I will, of course, set the intention of winning. And that brings me to my next rule of engagement. Set an intention to win. I will set an intention to win. I will get in early, not FOMO in, fear of missing out, into older programs and patiently sit waiting in the woods for the next opportunity. But once I jump in, I will set a clear intention of winning, no matter what happens. Many of you have heard me talk about spreading that white light, and it's actually worked a few times. Intention is so powerful, especially if we collectively set an intention, it can do wonders. And finally, if I break any of my own rules for any reason, good or bad, I only have me to blame if something goes wrong. So these are my rules, and maybe you have some other suggestions, which I would love to hear in the comments below. Meanwhile, I'm on the hunt for new opportunities, and during this time, I'm thankfully still collecting regularly from EXP Asset, My Passive Trades, VCI International, and even X-Trade Chain. All of these platforms are still sprinkling Bitcoin my way every day. It's been a great run lately. I can't complain about anything. In fact, I'm grateful for these opportunities. The difference between what I used to do and what I do now are all the points that I've just made. It took a while to really adopt all these simple but true habits, and of course, I'm not perfect, but they do help. And I'd have to say it's most important to get in early into a platform. That for sure has been a game changer. Of course, if they last long enough. But for me, that's definitely been a game changer. It's basically why I say I'm in profit lately. So let's set the intention that something good is coming our way, and it will bring us abundance beyond our wildest imagination. If you have studied universal energies, you know that this universe has more than enough abundance for everyone. Yes, each and every one of us. We just need to tap into it. It's definitely a journey, so let's catch that next wave and enjoy the ride. That's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please be sure to hit the thumbs up and leave a comment. It really helps to grow the channel. Have a blessed day, everyone, and until next time, hasta luego.